Now, these are both great examples of adaptation, but there is a pivotal sequence that I don't think the movie handled well. Phil Lord and Christopher Miller's science fiction thriller and/or comedy Project Hail Mary is a surprising success. A movie that takes a middle school science teacher recovering his memory that becomes best friends with an alien while saving the world. The author of the original novel of the same name, Andy Weir, just like with the adaptation of his other famous book, The Martian, 10 years back, was able to be involved in the film's production directly once again. Even so, him and screenwriter Drew Goddard had decisions to make when bringing the story, sequences, and characters from the novel Project Hail Mary to the silver screen. The 2021 novel is about amnesia. Dr. Ryland Grace wakes up in a mysterious ship. He has no idea who he is or why he's there. And the film wisely tries to tell the story the same way, where we as the audience are discovering this information alongside the main character. Now, because the novel tries to be as grounded as possible in real-world science, many of the scientist being scientist moments had to be cut to streamline the film. This also includes almost all the scenes of Grace's colleagues and their development as characters, which, though I will say I miss seeing him spend more time with them, I think the filmmakers made the right call when cutting these moments out, too. On a tonal level, though the book and the film are about a very serious subject matter, it is a remarkably hopeful story, not just for our main characters, but also all of humanity. And the film communicates this almost perfectly. Perhaps the biggest moment they had to get right was the first contact scene. Both the book and the film show the stages of this first interaction where they're sending packages back and forth, they're trying to communicate, and they finally see each other face to face. This might be the best adapted sequence from Weir's book, as it ends up being a great comedic scene where Dr. Ryland Grace and Rocky meet for the first time. If we jump forward in the story to the Planet Adrian sequence, where Grace and Rocky have to work together to get samples of the astrophage's predator, this is not only the climactic moment of the mission in the novel, but the big spectacle of the film. This is another important part that was adapted very well, as we see all the dramatic and action beats that keep building upon each other, ending in Rocky having to enter Grace's atmosphere to save his life, which was wisely altered from how it went in the book. Now, these are both great examples of adaptation, but there is a pivotal sequence that I don't think the movie handled well. And that is when Eva Straught forces Grace to go on the Hail Mary mission. The film turns the book-accurate office scene into an almost comedic escape attempt where Grace is reassured that he'll do just fine. The novel just has Grace be put in a holding cell till the mission launch, but not before Eva can give us her villain speech. Yes, you heard me, because Eva is a much more antagonistic figure in the novel than she is in the film. Now, I understand the movie would have had to change the scene either way because it's so dialogue heavy, but its absence causes the moment into film to not communicate the terrible truth as to why the protagonist is where he is. But the heart and soul of Hail Mary is the friendship between Dr. Ryland Grace and Rocky. The movie transports the middle school teacher forced to be hero from page to screen almost perfectly. We see the story through his eyes, and the movie's use of the ship's logs are a great way of communicating the book's first-person narration. And in all this, actor Ryan Gosling performs every moment comedic and dramatic very well. I say almost because book Ryland is a lot harsher to other people when pushed, and in the movie, we never really see him get angry, per se, at anyone, besides his new roommate, of course. Now, after I read the novel for the first time, about a year after it was released, the Iridian engineer was the character that I was the most nervous about for this film. But gladly I can say that the movie adapts Rocky the best way he could possibly be in the filmmaking medium. James Ortiz as Rocky's voice sounds just like I imagine he would from the book. He looks the way he's described in the book, though he is a bit more chaotic and playful in the film. His dynamic with Ryland is wonderfully portrayed from their first encounter to the ending, with giving his best friend a chance to be a teacher to his own species, which of course wraps up not only the novel, but the film as well. Project Hail Mary is fortunately another great adaptation of an equally great work of hard science fiction. The movie translates the first-person perspective of Dr. Ryland Grace and his discovery of himself, his mission, and his new best friend from the pages of Andy Weir's novel to make a film that is already being enjoyed by just about everyone. However, because the film loses its footing on a key moment with the story's antagonist and further the implications for the protagonist's situation, I cannot honestly say that Lord & Miller's adaptation is amazing. Nevertheless, Project Hail Mary gets an adaptation score of 8.5 out of 10. Hello everyone, welcome back to Movies with Michael. I hope you enjoyed this episode of my adaptation series, and you can show it by leaving a like on this video and comment down below how well of a job you think the filmmakers did when adapting this book to the big screen. I understand that we didn't get to everything today, and as always, please remember to subscribe to this channel and click the notification icon to be notified about my latest videos. That's all for now, and I'll see you all next time.